Welcome to the tiny Baltic nation of Latvia.
They have a little bit of an obsession with cats.
Honestly, the Latvian cuisine is so random. It's a fake.
You Latvians are lying.
No. Good morning and welcome to the tiny Baltic nation of Latvia, sandwiched in between Estonia in the north and Lithuania in the south. And let me tell you, it is Baltic. It is absolutely freezing, but more specifically for the next 72 hours, we are going to be exploring the capital, Riga, a city that has become more and more popular for city breaks and stag do's. But if you ask a local, what is the best thing to do in Latvia? They tell you to leave, which I cannot believe because they have been ruled by so many different people over the years, from the Germans to the Swedish and most recently the Russians. And since the early 90s, they have been enjoying their freedom since the collapse of the Soviet Union. But you will not find any remnants of the USSR in this city, which is quite a contrast to the other Soviet states. Welcome to Riga.
We are staying pretty centrally, just 10 minutes walk from the Old Town. There's parks everywhere, beautiful churches. Behind me you have a 19th century Orthodox church which has some gorgeous gold domes and
great domage.
Great domage. And once we've explored the city of Riga for these 3 days, we are then going to be renting a car, heading to the countryside, staying in some beautiful little tiny homes and indulging in the Latvian sauna lifestyle. Can't wait.
I feel like saunas are going to be a running theme throughout our time here in the Baltics to keep warm. But on our way to the Old Town, we've just passed the Freedom Monument, which represents the struggle that Latvia has had for independence. We're actually lucky enough to catch the changing of the guard. I presume we're bang on the hour. We are, we're bang on 2 o'clock. So I've said good morning, but it's actually good afternoon. And this pretty much signifies the start of the Old Town, place which most tourists go to. This is where everyone will start. Or really, the only thing that a lot of tourists see on their 48 to 72 hours in the city.
Also, you will find in the city of Riga, they have a little bit of an obsession with cats.
And we have made it into the medieval Riga Old Town, which is actually a UNESCO World Heritage Site. And behind me is actually the cat house. You can see on top of there are 2 cats with their bums facing in a certain direction because there was a Latvian tradesman that wanted to join the guild at the time, but they were only accepting Germans. So the story says that he put 2 cats on top of the house and he put their bums facing the guild's office or the main guild's house.
To be honest, this is really giving us Krakow and Lviv vibes. If them two had a baby, this would be it, with the little narrow alleys, cobblestone streets and the beautiful architecture. It's known for its Art Nouveau, but there's also Baroque, Gothic.
I'm still on the hunt for some Soviet.
That's what we came for.
This trip would not have been possible without our partners at Aero, and in this video we're bringing you $3 off of your first eSIM with our code DOUBLE3. An eSIM is a digital SIM card, and with eSIMs from Aero you can download and install a data pack from one of over 200 countries and regions and be connected anywhere in the world the second you land. Aero was created literally to save you time and money, which it does. No more roaming fees, no more lines in the airport to purchase a local SIM card, and no more hassle trying to find a strong Wi-Fi connection when you're out exploring. Also, by using an eSIM with Aero, you actually get to keep your home phone number. Many times we've actually needed data to help us whilst out travelling, such as finding the best traditional restaurants in the cities, and we actually have found the best places by being able to search online. Luckily, as we had our eSIM with Aero, it's super simple to use. Just download the app, choose the country that you're in, install and activate. Make sure you install Aero today so that you can stay connected wherever you are in the world, and use code DOUBLE3 to get $3 off of your first eSIM.
I'm not going to pretend to you and tell you that there is loads and loads to see and do here in the Old Town. It's very much walking around, looking at the churches, the cobblestone streets, the beautiful buildings, taking your photos, but there are probably more bars than I have seen pretty much anywhere in the world, which is why it is becoming more and more famous for stag do's. But one way to warm up is by trying the unofficial national drink, or the drink of the city of Riga, black balsam.
And the coolest place to try it has to be Black Magic.
Oh, I couldn't find you.
We would like to try the set of 4.
Yeah.
Are they all different flavours?
Yes, the original one, black currant one, cherry, and tropical one.
And they're different percentages too, right?
Yes, the first one is going to be the stronger, and the 3 are the same percentage, 30.
That sounds good. So get one
Yeah?
of them, please. Yeah. This is such a cool little cafe slash bar. So basically, everybody is dressed in these medieval clothing. It's very Harry Potter.
Thank you very much.
Oh, thank you so much.
This one will be the original one.
Okay.
Original. That's 45%.
Yes. This is going to be the current one. This one is actually like Latvian favorite. We all drink this one.
Oh, you drink
women
this one?
especially.
Women drink this one, okay.
That's
So
good.
it's a little bit weaker, right?
Yeah. And this is going to be the cherry.
Cherries.
And the one that came out last summer, tropical. Herbs actually here in the basement, it was originally made.
Oh wow.
Yeah, you can book a degustation with us. And then it's like you can go to the basement and there's a whole story. You can taste all the balsams.
That's really cool.
I have another question. How do you cheers in Latvian?
You just say prieka.
Prieka.
Cheers.
Prieka.
Shots. Yeah.
Thank you very much.
Thank you.
Enjoy.
So that is really cool. So as you heard the lady, they actually made it in the basement at downstairs, which is why this place is so famous. So originally it was made for like colds and digestion issues.
This
and
one's
now,
mine, because this is the men's one, the strong
now
one.
people just drink it. I'm taking the ladies' one.
Prieka.
Karen. Prieka. Cheers. It's not that strong, it's just really currenty. I'm not the biggest fan of blackcurrant because when I was younger and you were ill with a cold, you would have sort of blackcurrant flavoured drinks. But it's nice, I want to try this one. Cherry. That's nicer.
And the original, 45%.
I feel like it tastes like Jaeger bomb or something.
Yeah,
Jaeger.
it tastes like alcohol medicine. €10, 4 shots. Riga, you are dangerous, but we are now fueled up, we are warm, and we are walking along the narrowest street in all of Riga, known as Rosina. And I'll be honest with you, Riga must have quite wide streets. I was expecting to put my hands out and be able to tap.
They did
It's not narrow.
They did actually say that you could touch one side to the other, but I'm not being funny unless
Who's
you're
got arms that long? From narrow streets to cats to blooming Christmas trees. Behind me is the spot where the world's first decorated Christmas tree stood, right here in Riga, Latvia in 1510. So when you put your Christmas tree up this year, that wouldn't have happened if whoever put it up in this spot in 1510 had done so. Honestly, I don't get why all you Latvians are leaving.
We told you that we were going to be seeing a lot of historical things in the Old Town, and right next to the Christmas tree is the House of Blackheads, which doesn't actually sound very nice, but is a beautiful Gothic
Aren't they what you get in
building.
your face?
Yeah, they are. I don't know why it's called that, to be honest. I'm not going into that much detail, but the interesting point about this building is that it was actually built, I believe, in
1334, and it actually says renovated 1999, so it was destroyed in World War II. It wasn't renovated, it was rebuilt. So it's this building here, it's a fake.
You Latvians are lying. You could actually enter the Blackhead Museum, but we didn't want to because there's only one museum that we want to see, and we're going to see that another day. We've walked over to the Riga Central Market. We have finally left the Old Town, and these are built in these German airship hangars that Latvia actually bought after the War of Independence. And as you can see, we walked into the fish one. It absolutely reeks.
It's not you?
It's definitely not me today.
So around 55% of Latvia is covered in forests. So all the farmers will come from the different villages and bring their fresh organic produce. The problem with Latvia is it apparently doesn't have a unique identity when it comes to its cuisine. It really is a real mix of German, Russian and all of its neighboring countries and all of the neighboring countries. There isn't anything that is specifically distinctively Latvian.
The one thing that is apparently like the national dish is peas. Super random, I know, but it's peas with meat. Of course, you're in Europe, so meat is important. So we're going to try it. It's grey peas with smoked meat. It doesn't sound the best. Thank you so much. Yes, we'll do. Oh, it's hot. Thank you. Wow. It smells very interesting. I'm not going to lie to you, it doesn't look the most appealing, but I don't really know what else to say to you other than it is peas and bacon.
It smells good.
I asked the lady it's nice and she says all Latvians
we all
like
eat it.
We all eat it. So, oh, are they peas though? Are they actually peas? They look like burnt chickpeas, don't they? Here goes. I think they're all going to be looking at me waiting for a nod of approval. I'm not sure they're peas, they're more like chickpeas. It's very smoky. It's very, very warming. I can only imagine that when you're in like the villages, you have the nans, the old ladies, cooking this meal to keep you warm and to make sure that you can get all your work done, because it's very hearty. And I did actually read online that Latvian food is, although not distinct, it's very hearty and warming. It's hot.
It's warming.
It's simple, isn't it?
It'd be good from the farm for working the harsh Baltic winters. It's maybe a little bland. So the market actually closes at 5 on a Sunday, so we're running across with our peas to Libiatis, which is one of, if not the most famous craft brewery in the entire city. Do you think they'll let us eat our peas and bacon? Riga.
I need this to wash down my grey peas. Oh, that's really nice. Very hoppy.
I do like the setup of this place. It feels very Spanish, very South American. Reminds me a lot of the main Mercado in Uruguay. And craft beer is growing and growing here in Latvia, and that is actually the cheapest pint that I've seen anywhere in the city. One thing that I didn't expect were the prices in Riga. I don't know whether it's in Latvia as a whole, but it's very, very expensive for Eastern Europe. Like on average, you're probably looking at nearly €6 for a large beer. I take it back. Peas and bacon. The perfect beer snack. We were literally kicked out of the market bang on 5 o'clock, which is probably a good thing because we have made it just in time for closing of the St. Peter's Church, the highest in all of Riga. It's €9 each to enter. You can't actually film or take any photos inside, but up the top, about 120 meters high, you get a lot of wind and some good views. We were warned that it was very, very windy, but the views are amazing. The sun is just starting to go down, and it's lovely to look out over the river and the city. So this church has literally been through the wars. When it was first built, it collapsed because it wasn't built properly. It was then struck by lightning and was destroyed in World War II. It was renovated and rebuilt in around 1970, and if I'm honest, €9 is probably a lot to come up here, but look at the views. The old town, the river, the sun setting, the wind. Feels very Latvian. I'll be honest, as clock tower viewpoints go, probably not the best, maybe due to the wind, but I have a task. I have a task in every country, and that is finding the football shirt jersey of each nation. I was told here in Latvia it would be almost impossible because the national sport is ice hockey. Football isn't that popular. If you want to get one, you've got to go to like the stadium, to the official store. I can't be bothered, but I can't be bothered. I can't be bothered for that, but I've been recommended by someone this beautiful souvenir shop that supposedly does a Latvian football shirt. Wish me luck. I think I see it.
Yeah, there's a few of these. These might suit you, look. I love Rigas.
I love Riga with the cat. No, thank you. You do. This will do. It's not the best. I can't believe I found one, to be honest.
Oh my god, you look huge, to be honest, but
it works. I'm getting it. We came, we saw, we got ripped off for 40 euros, but we conquered. It might not be official, it might be a terrible replica, they might be the miserablest workers I have ever found, but they was honestly, they've just ripped me off for 40 euros and they could not even produce a smile. But I don't care, because I have found my Latvian football shirt. I am now a true Latvian Baltic man.
where are we going?
Cheers.
Cheers! Welcome to the cave, aka our folk clubs. Basically, it's a beautiful little Latvian tavern that comes downstairs into the basement. And when I say little, it's not. It's absolutely massive. It's so busy.
It's like a hole in the wall, and then there's this giant basement.
It's a hole in the wall, and I don't know if you can see, but this is actually our seat.
Look, we're cramped
I'm
against
cramped
the wall.
against the wall, but I don't mind it. And I'm trying a horse gas. I don't know, is this a lager? It looks really dark there, doesn't it? But another Latvian beer to add to the list. That one's nice, a little bit fruity.
As well as being in a cave surrounded by some very good local beer, it also has an array of traditional Latvian. Does Latvia have a cuisine? Who knows? I think
we've seen these everywhere.
I think it does, but these are the potato pancakes. We've had these in Poland. You're going to find them in a lot of Eastern Europe. It comes with like a sour cream type thing. Lingonberry?
Lingonberry.
Lingonberry jam.
And these were €7.
They weren't cheap, but they taste good. They're like deep fried. They're almost like a hash brown. They're very sweet.
The main has arrived. I went for Latvian meatballs. They're a mixture of pork and beef. We have grandma's recipe with a tomato glaze and of course sour cream. They're delicious. And they come with potato wedges and sauerkraut, which I'm almost certain
very German.
It's German.
Honestly, the Latvian cuisine is so random. This is a pearl barley risotto with cheese. A medieval risotto, a medieval recipe. It's good. Okay. Very hearty. There isn't much flavour in Latvian food. It's very warm, hearty. It gets you through them tough Baltic winters. It works. Good morning from a very cold and cloudy Riga, Latvia. That food last night, I would highly recommend it. Folk Club, the Cave restaurant. It came to about 40 euros for 2 mains, 2 beers and a starter, which I actually think is really reasonable for Latvia, for Riga. It's not the cheapest of cities anywhere that adopts the euro. I believe they adopted the euro in 2014. Prices immediately go up. But today we're doing something very excited. But before that, we need to show you where we are staying, right slap bang in central Riga at the Tribe Hotel. Firstly, look at this balcony and the view.
The hotel is actually in a historic Art Nouveau building, so it's nice to see the different style compared to the Old Town, which is just orange roofs and cobblestones. But we've already had a pretty productive morning. We've had our breakfast, stuffed our face and had 1 too many cappuccinos, and then we went to the gym. So we are pretty set up for the day after our workout. As Matt said, we have a balcony, a teeny upgrade, which means we get to look out onto the street, see all the buildings, and then you can come on in. It's freezing. I want to get inside.
It's Baltic.
It is Baltic. We have a living room, sofa, TV, just
kitchen
too much
for you.
space. Kitchen for me. All of our storage because you need it for your coats. A little hallway. A very modern bathroom with a double shower. And then this bed. Sorry, doesn't it just look like a marshmallow? It's like a little white square, very comfortable. But we've seen some of the touristy sights to see and do in the city of Riga. Today we are actually going to show you a couple of unique things that you must do.
Considering how expensive we've found Latvia for food, drink and everything in and around the Old Town, accommodation is very, very reasonable. A place like that you can find for around 50 euros a night with a spa, with a gym, with breakfast, and you can find them for much, much more. When you think one night in a hotel is similar to what you'd pay for a small lunch in the Old Town, I think it is very affordable. But we are out back in the Baltic, stereotypical Latvian weather, cloudy and freezing blooming cold, and we are heading out of the centre to a little bit of thrift shopping. So like we said yesterday, most remnants of the USSR in Latvia has been removed. It has gone, and actually in 2014 they made it illegal to display either the Soviet hammer and sickle or the swastika, but there is one place where you can still find such items in this very grey local part of town and this very grey looking flea market.
We hope so. Anyway, this is actually Latgal flea market, and they say that this is actually a sort of Russian market. As Matt said, ex-USSR antiques you'll find. People apparently speak Russian. I don't know, because from what I can see, it's just like old parts. It looks like a garage. We'll keep our fingers crossed.
This is honestly the coolest place. It is a treasure chest of old Soviet archives. Look, if you look here, they've got all of the old coins with Lenin, Stalin on. You've got some different propaganda, the pins, the hammer and sickle, swastika. Wow, it's so unique. If you're fascinated in the Soviet Union like us, we'd find this really cool.
It's absolutely... like, it just, you're going back in time and you're seeing things. Which way did it go? Look at that badge.
So this is banned in Latvia, but in this place you can find it all.
I think that's why people don't necessarily like the whole filming aspect, but we just had to show it because it's so cool. I can even get some USSR earrings. Just for these two, please. Thank you. Thank you.
Now that was a bit of me. That was a slice of the USSR, the Soviet Union, still here in Riga, Latvia. A lot of the sellers were just selling like old bikes and parts like that, but there were a couple still selling the old memorabilia. We ended up getting the coin there with Vladimir Lenin, and we got a little pin badge with the hammer and sickle on. I don't think I'm going to be wearing this walking through the streets of Riga. I'd end up getting arrested.
I think we have just found our favourite restaurant ever. We wanted to come in and warm up. We came into Lido, and it turns out that it's a little canteen style restaurant, very similar to a milk bar in Poland, where you self-service, you pick what you want. The best thing of all,
self-serving beer. I'm going to put my mouth under there.
I literally cannot believe it. It's their own homemade beer. Which one do I want? Light, hop style, or sweet taste? Light. Here goes.
Ready for the world's worst port.
Oh no. This is nerve-wracking. I really have no idea what I'm doing. I'm following everyone else. You grab a tray, grab your cutlery, and then you choose your food. There's so much to get. So, chips, meat, hello, potatoes.
We got some potatoes with mushrooms and chicken.
I would like traditional Latvian, I think.
We got some potatoes with mushrooms and chicken. That was like seasonal stuff. Yeah. We got some beef. We got some sauerkraut.
Oh my god, there's so
cabbage
much.
rolls.
Can I have? Oh yeah. What's in the cabbage roll?
Those are made by grandmother.
Yeah.
There is some lard and pork meat inside.
Yeah, I'll have one of them, please.
Yeah.
Yes, please. Lots of sauce. Especially if it's made with love.
Yep.
So, we slide our little trays along. Now they have pancakes, strawberry, apple, mango, cottage cheese, cheese and ham, or meat. Which one do you fancy?
Cheese and ham. Chicken ham. And this bit's self-service, right?
A little bit of self-service. You just grab it. You want it on yours?
Chuck it on. My big sausage, potatoes with... Is it with bacon?
Potatoes and bacon, crispy bacon. This looks so good, so European. Honestly, I've never been so stressed. Things like that really stress me out, not knowing what I'm doing, what I'm getting. But the guy was really, really nice, so I ended up going for the cabbage rolls in sauce with mashed potato. This mash looks like absolute heaven, creamy, cloudy, and saucy. He said made with love and made by grandmothers. It don't get much better than that.
You can see what I mean when I said Latvian food isn't distinctive. It's a little bit of everything. The cheese and ham. Handmade pancake.
Is it good?
That's a sweet pancake that they've turned savoury. I love this. Highly recommend coming here because you can try a little bit of everything from Latvia at a very affordable price. If you want cheap home cooked food, Lido is definitely the place to go to. I think there's 3 or 4, maybe even 5 different locations all across the city, but we are currently crossing the Daugava River to head to a sauna. It's freezing cold. It's like probably 2 degrees right now. And we've actually found a really cool experience where we can go to a sauna on the edge of the river, indulge in a tradition that has been going on here in Latvia for centuries.
I really was not expecting this. Welcome to this sauna on the Daugava. So the owner has just very kindly shown us around, given us a bit of an idea of what we need to do. But this is essentially a little terrace floating on the river. First things first.
You can do a hot tub if you wish. We're not here for that.
We are not. So look, we have all this space, right? And just look at this out on the river. I think it's a boatyard, which is really, really cool. And
You could live in that. It's huge.
yeah, it's a cabin on the river, so you can book out the experience for a couple of hours and basically have this whole place to yourself. So watch the little floating step.
Whoa.
Now, saunas are extremely important in Latvia. Back in the day, they used to smoke their meat in them, and ladies used to give birth. To us, they're quite a luxury. You normally only get them in nice hotels.
In the countryside, it's quite common to find a sauna in someone's house.
People have them in their homes, which is absolutely incredible. So you can go upstairs and see the terrace, which I'll show you in a minute, but we do have a little toilet behind here. In here
We'll show
is
you
the
that
sauna.
later.
We will be showing you that. That's warming up. And then in said cabin, now this is just super, super cute. It's a little log
It's
cabin.
so warm.
It's so warm and cozy. He's put the fire on for us. He's left us some water and some dorgulis, which I'm sure is like a local pastry.
Some beer. Of course, he knows us too well.
5.6%.
Oh, there's even like
beer.
tea, coffee,
A
fridge.
speaker, and he said, relax.
You come here, book it out with friends, 2-3 hours. Bring your own beer maybe, put it in the fridge.
Yeah, so cool.
Jump in the river.
Let's get in the sauna.
Honestly, just this house, this floating room itself would be really cool if you rent it out for like 3 hours. There's a few of you friends on a stag, few beers, but we have got change. We're not doing it the traditional Latvian way of being naked.
It's freezing.
Oh, it's so cold. It's probably like 3 degrees right now. He said that the river water is about 0, maybe -1. And he said after you've been in it for like an hour, 2 hours, jump in the river and you get the full effect. We have our wood if it runs out. What's up?
It was really hot.
Oh, that is so hot.
You might steam up in here. But look, oh, get our towel down and I can sit out at the River Daugava and get hot.
I don't think I've ever been in a sauna with such a good view. I didn't ask too much information. I'm not sure how long we're meant to stay in here before we cool off, come back in. I feel like we have to do 3 or 4 different sessions of 10 to 20 minutes. But he did say that with this...
That looks like an overly big spoon, doesn't it?
On the stones?
Yeah.
Whoa!
They're sizzling.
Look at them. They're sizzling up.
Can you actually imagine giving birth in this
It wouldn't be one like this.
No, but like...
I don't think they still do.
No, of course not. I'm sure it's a very old traditional thing. But being in this heat, having to give bath, that smells so nice.
It smells really woody.
Oh, my nose hairs are burning.
Yeah, breathe in. What a way to experience our first Latvian sauna. I think this is going to be the first of many throughout our journey across the country. We might even be indulging in some rituals, but to be sat, I can actually see from this window, I can see the Old Town. I can see the castle in the Old Town on the river. This is central Riga, a European capital city. Can you imagine doing this in London? To be fair, I'm going to get in this river later. Can you imagine in central London jumping in the River Thames? No, you would die. You would get some horrible ancient disease. 10 more minutes in here. And we're getting back in the dog park. Oh, why am I doing this? Why am I doing this? Why am I doing this? It's already taken my breath away. That is literally the Old Town. Oh, legs are going numb. Legs are going numb. I'm going numb. No, no. Oh, get me in. I can't speak. Oh, are they still there? I'm not sure. I think they've disappeared. Oh my God. Oh, that's horrible. Molly, it's horrible.
Warm up.
Oh, all of me stinging. For getting an ice bath. Wow. Imagine doing that every morning.
That's not for me, that.
That has got to be the #1 thing to do in Riga, Latvia. I still can't quite believe that we did it. And if you do want to experience that unique sauna, we will link it down below. But it is, our final morning in the capital city in Riga. We are actually heading to the coast, to the beaches, something that I didn't think I'd be saying in Latvia, but just 20 minutes drive away from the capital is Yamala, which makes a perfect day trip. And again, back in another spa before we check out and leave from the Tribe Hotel. It's been an amazing 48 hours in Riga. We wanted to show you something a little bit different. The coastline, the beaches of Baltic Latvia. I would definitely say 48 hours, more than enough to see everything in and around Riga and the Old Town. But if you do have a spare day like we do, why not head to Yamala, the Baltic Sea's largest beach resort, and conveniently a 10-minute walk from our hotel is the Riga Central train station. Let's go on a Baltic beach holiday.
Hello, can I have 2 tickets to Yamala, please? That was a lot easier than expected. So €2 each. We have our train to Yamala. The J is actually silent, that we found out. And there's signs everywhere telling you which train to get. The train really doesn't fit the station. The station is
really old, grey. Oh, it's a modern train. Where are your Soviet trains? Yeah. Very modern trains here in Riga, Latvia. And welcome to Yamala. After about 30 minutes on the train, we've just got off at the station of Mijuri. You could definitely do this as a day trip. It's 30 minutes from Riga Centre. You could come, enjoy the beach, check out the town, but we wanted to get the full experience. So we've actually booked in to a 5-star hotel on the beachfront for the night. You know, I want to wake up and get that Baltic Sea breeze.
The hotel's only like a 5-minute walk from the station, which is pretty handy, but on the way you will actually see these beautiful old houses. Now, Yamala is actually known to have these old wooden houses. Some of them have been done to look new and some of them have not been renovated.
It doesn't look like your typical beach town.
It doesn't look like a beach town at all, and I'm actually surprised. to get the full Baltic beach holiday experience. So welcome to the Baltic Beach Hotel and Spa, and this room is pretty damn big. Firstly, a huge living area. God knows what we're going to do with all this space. We have our TV, coffee's most important for the morning. We even have a blooming closet.
Look at that. That's bigger than most hotel rooms.
Normally our case is just like sprawled on the floor and we're tripping over it, but we have somewhere to put it. We have a humongous bathroom. I love that. I think there's even a bidet, so...
I get scared with them when the water shoots them up now on my bum. I don't like it.
Too much information. And then we have our bedroom. Look at this. Huge double bed. And one thing I love about hotels is when you have pillows like this, because they just look so nice. We have one balcony here, but I wanted to show you the other one. So, huge balcony. I mean, why do we need two balconies? But we have a really nice view. On one side, we have the town of Yamala, which looks more like a village with all them beautiful old wooden houses. And then you have that 50% forest.
Do you know what it reminds me of? Sopot, Poland. Very similar.
I suppose because we haven't come in sort of peak weather, so it does look a little bit like Sopot. We were there in the winter also, but the beach looks nice, the sea looks powdery. Yeah, welcome to Yamala.
And here it is, the world famous Yamala beach. People have actually been coming here for hundreds of years, and not just in the summer, because of the healing properties in the area from the mud and from the pine trees. It became even more famous during the Soviet era, where a lot of Soviet sanatoriums opened up. And can you believe it, that our hotel, the Baltic bit, I can believe it now when you look at it, used to be an old Soviet sanatorium, and it actually looks just like a cruise ship, and it feels like a cruise ship. Cheers.
Cheers. I was not expecting the beach bars to be open in March, but they are. They're packed and they got good beer.
It's crazy. You go from the beach and then walk for 2 to 3 minutes and you are in the middle of the forest and the main pedestrian street, and right at the top sits the Mother of Kazan Orthodox Church, which is absolutely stunning. And then the other side you have the pedestrian street with bars and restaurants, which goes on for probably about 1 kilometre.
We are going to head back and get a late lunch / early dinner at the hotel.
A traditional Latvian Italian. Well, this is a little bit of all right, an Italian on the beach. Look at this, we have a king prawn, prosciutto, bruschetta.
Honestly, that was some of the best food we've had in Latvia. If you want some high quality, good ingredients food here in Yamala, some Italian food, definitely.
Is a burger Italian?
I'm not sure, but it was nice, wasn't it? I'm sure you enjoyed it. But now it is time for our spa experience.
Again?
Another spa. To do the ultimate banya experience. We're going to be in saunas, we're going to be in cold rooms, we're going to be in cold baths, and we are going to get hit.
I've never seen anything like this.
Canadian oak.
Canadian oak. Yeah. Smells nice. Oh my god. How do you feel?
Like a tree.
Now we get to pop into the hot tub and just relax.
Funny, hot tubs are hot, aren't they? I have literally been picking hay and leaves out of areas that you do not even want to know, but we are currently on the way to the train station because our 48 hours in Riga and 24 hours in Yamala have come to an end. 2 days is definitely enough for the capital city, but because of its convenient location and small size of the country, you can easily do day trips to places like Yamala. And if you get a nice hot sunny day, you can walk along the beach, grab a cold beer and maybe experience a banya like we did. But we need to grab a train, but we need to jump on a train, head to the airport. We are not leaving the country just yet because our road trip is about to commence. We'll see you in the next one.